And we have great discussions as well as timely events and breaking news as it happens. So as we follow things here for your WCNC Plus app, we thank you for downloading it to your Roku, Fire, and Apple TVs and bringing us with you along throughout your day on your mobile device. Right now, the Charlotte region, as we know it, is great for lovers of the outdoors, isn't it? A new project, though, right now is going to be another opportunity to give you the access to one of our area's hidden treasures, our gems here in Spencer Mountain. This is located just west of Charlotte in Gaston County at just over 1,200 feet. It is the third highest point in the region, I understand, and until now, it has been off limits. Joining us now is Brett Baranek. He is the director of Carolina Thread Trail, the Catawba Lands Conservancy. Brett, thank you for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here, Jane. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This is great news. Another area where people can explore. How is this possible?
Well, it's possible because of, like any trail project, there's lots of partnerships that go on to make these trails happen. With the growing population and the growth here, the Carolina Thread Trail is a catalytic organization to help get trails on the ground, coupled with, so many people moving here and having a desire to get outdoors. There's a growing trail system. And this particular project that we're talking about at Spencer Mountain, this is actually part of a corridor along the South Fork River in which we're trying to get at least 23 miles of trail connected. Unique to Spencer Mountain is the fact that a trail will go to the top. It has wonderful views of the Charlotte skyline, and it really will be a unique trail experience because of it's just not going to be a trail. There's going to be overlooks. There's going to be, a very accommodating trail design. So all types of trail users will be able to experience this special environment at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, fantastic. So when they reach the summit, that overlook, paint us a picture of what that is like in the Charlotte skyline from up there.
Yeah, Spencer Mountain is something that so many people see when they're driving past on I-85, or they see it from a distance. And, as you mentioned earlier, nobody really can go to the top because that's been off limits. Mm-hmm. And, we were able to work with partners to get a trail easement to go to the top of the mountain. So when it has a pretty good panoramic view at the top, obviously highlighted by the fact that you can see the Charlotte skyline, which is probably, as the crow flies, about 15 miles away.
Oh, wow.
And at the top of the mountain, there is going to be an overlook built. So that will actually kind of elevate people up to even get a broader view of the surrounding area. So it's going to be pretty special, and there's really nothing like it in the region.
It sounds amazing, and that it's so close is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I do see there are plans for multiple trail options, maybe an easy loop to challenging.
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of things. First, I should say that the trail system, once it's in place, is going to be both for cyclists and hikers and all types of users. So there's going to be a trail that goes around the base of the mountain. We call that the Loop Trail. There's 3 total miles on the mountain. Then there's going to be what we call the Summit Trail. That is going to be the hiking trail that will get you to the top. It's going to be designed in a way that the grades are gentle enough, so if somebody has a certain mobility limitation, they can still use it and have that experience getting there. And then there's also a gravel road that traverses the mountain, and that will be used for by the cyclists, the bicyclists, to get up there.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's definitely
options.
A shared use situation.
3 miles does sound kind of substantial. What kind of timeline are you looking at for construction, and when might we be able to start hiking these trails?
The plan that we have right now is to get the project underway, hopefully in the ballpark of early November, because that's really the start of the building season for trails, if you will, because the vegetation starts going down, and it just makes for an easier situation to do trail construction. Likely, barring any unforeseen circumstances, the hope is that by the latter part of next summer, maybe a year from now, that the trail will be done.
That's awesome. This also feeds into that larger vision, doesn't it? The 23-mile, the Matthews-Belk South Fork River corridor. How does Spencer Mountain fit into that bigger picture?
When you think about the 23 miles, there's a variety of experiences along the way. So when you're down at the state line near the Daniel Stowe Conservancy, you work your way up through places like McAdenville and Cramerton, the small mill towns. This experience sort of culminates with that summit to the top of Spencer Mountain. So it's really probably the showcase feature, if you will, of that 23 miles. But, the grand vision of things, Jane, is to eventually go beyond Spencer Mountain and keep following the South Fork River and getting the whole way up into Catawba County. So there's shorter term visions and there's longer term visions too, which are really consistent with the whole 15 county vision of the Carolina Thread Trail Network.
Yeah, but as we grow and it takes time to develop these things, heading into the next decade, really, and this region is growing. It's just, not even the start, but it's in part of that picture. So that's a positive sign, very encouraging. $500,000 was the grant. How was that made possible?
So that grant was made possible through the Great Trails State Funding Program. And it's important to note that, that funding program is unprecedented in North Carolina. That was the first time that there was investment from the state for all types of trails across North Carolina. An organization called the Great Trail State Coalition, which led the celebration of North Carolina being the Great Trail State in 2023. Their focus then has been on working in Raleigh to make sure that there's increased investment in trails across the state. We have a wonderful state to showcase the outdoors, a great trail system, and so that $500,000 was a result of that grant award, which in the Thread Trail region, not only the $500,000 for Spencer Mountain, but our partners throughout the 11 counties in North Carolina received grants of totaling $3 million for their trail projects, which all fit into the Thread Trail Network.
It's all going into showcasing and being able to access, like you said, you couldn't say it better, the great outdoors for the Tar Heel State. For families, folks wanting to just monitor the progress on Spencer Mountain, how can we follow you? CarolinaThreadTrail.org. We have social media outlets, Facebook and Instagram, and they can also reach out to staff on just an email if they want to as well. They can reach out to me. But we will be having, once that project gets underway, there's going to be updates frequently. I would say mostly with our social media outlets would be the best way to do that. Awesome. And there are so many other areas and trails that we can map out that you can use before Spencer Mountain, of course. All right, Brett Baranek, thank you so much for joining us. Great news. Love to hear it.